I think nudity is the highest form of devotion to self, devotion to the divine that is you. I feel like because of the type of world we live in where psychopaths and narcissists and mentally ill men, patriarchal toxicity has made nudity to be something sexual. Nudity is what it is. We came in with this body, and regardless of what we put on it, we only leave in this body. The clothes don't come with, the body doesn't come with, but it's still a new body. It's funny because there was this girl I was watching on TikTok. I don't remember what her name, Brianna, Bri something. I don't be knowing these celebrity Instagram, whatever people. I don't even know where she's from. But anyways, people were talking about her and Kevin Gates. She's like turned Muslim or something like that. And people were just talking shit, which is so stupid. Now, my own personal beliefs on religion is my beliefs. But I watched one of her videos where she talked about why she became Muslim and how she felt free wearing the hijab and the whole cover up thing. Um, Interested in men who were wanting, to know her for her. And there's a level of freedom there. And I also understand that religion does bring a level of freedom for some people. They find freedom within the rules. You get what I mean? Like the rules help guide their life in a way that helps them to feel free in their mind, which I totally get. That's just not for me. I feel like for me, no set of rules could ever be freeing. Like I have to make my own rules. That's just my personal belief. But, anyways, the way she was talking about freedom in her newfound faith, I resonated with in my own way. I find that I am the most free when I'm nude. In a lot of my videos, you see me like here up. At home, I'm pretty much, well, aside from underwear, totally nude when I'm at home. I don't feel, well, I live alone, so I don't feel the need to wear clothes for what I live in the South too. It's hot, so why? But I feel like whenever I am nude, I feel the most freedom. And then when I was younger, I was a heavier girl, always made to believe that I was heavier than I should have been, which I wasn't, but that's a whole nother story. So I always covered up, covered my arms, covered my stomach, covered. And when I look back, I see like certain men, certain relationships that saw my insecurity and didn't understand it, but took advantage of it. You get what I mean? And so I spent most of my young life covering my body. And now I don't give a fuck, baby. You finna catch, like, if I'm on a beach, baby, you finna catch all of the titties. You finna catch all the belly. You finna catch all the ass, because I like those little V-shaped under, not a thong, because I don't got enough ass for a thong, but those V-shaped bikini bottoms. Y'all finna catch all the ass, all the titties. You finna catch all of that. If it's the crowd now, I'm not finna just be walking around just like straight nipples out and all that. Like I would like to, but I'm not gonna do that. I have a level of understanding of what people, find is acceptable or not. But as much as I can get away with. I also saw this video on, I say Claire Huxtable. What is her name? Felicia Rashad. That's her name. Where she was talking about Gen Z. They wear next to nothing. It's too much and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, first of all, wasn't y'all wearing hot pants and go-go boots and crop top shirts and all of that shit back in the day? I feel like I talked about that before, but y'all wore a lot of questionable shit in the 60s and 70s, so I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, y'all was the beginning of this shit. Low-rider jeans and all kind of shit. But y'all just ain't have social media to show that shit off. But I feel like let young people be young. Okay, we gonna have enough time to get old and hate our bodies and wear frumpy shit, wear cardigans that cover up our arms and our titties and our ass because we don't want nobody to see it and we ashamed of it. We're gonna have plenty of time for that. Let young people be young. Let them do what the fuck they want to do, because we're going to have plenty of time to be old and ashamed. Let's just be real. Like, women, I notice this. Women who are older and larger, they cover up their bodies more. They make a big stink about it too, more too. They cover up their bodies more. They have a lot of frumpy shit on. They have lots of layers. And then you see older women who they work out hard. They got banging ass bodies. Baby, they's in the crop tops. They is in the shorts. Okay, they is and they doing the whole thing because there's nothing to be ashamed of. I feel like the same should be for everyone. So for me, I spent enough of my life hiding my body and being ashamed to, I'm not doing that anymore. For what? I actually feel like clothes do my body a disjustice is not a word. They don't do my body justice. I feel like even in some of the videos that I would like to make, I would like to do them nude because I feel like my body looks the best dancing when I'm naked. I feel like pants and dresses and tops and bras cover up all the movement. Like, I'm a bigger girl, so I like it's harder to see us move because we got a lot of extra, but when you're nude, you see all of that shit moving. But I don't want it to be considered a sexual thing. That's the thing. It's like I see my body as moving art, but the world we live in sees it as something sexual to be nude, and that's not my goal. Like, I would like to be a nude body artist in performing, and not in a sexual way, but in a way that is just like how you would experience a piece of art where you have a carved, you know, marble stone naked person, but moving, Um, Going back to, I also feel like being nude is a form of devotion. On this new journey that I'm on self discovery and rediscovering myself, I've been asking myself, what does Crystal want? Like, I feel like I've been in survival mode and depression mode and all these other modes for so long. I feel like I'm at another stage of asking, because I've been at this stage before. I'm like, what do I even like? I masked so heavily. I didn't even know what I liked anymore. I didn't know what I wanted. I got past that, but I feel like since the masks are coming off, all of the old belief systems are falling off with it. And it's like, damn, I don't think I've really known what Crystal really likes and wants. And I'm asking myself this: what is my new form of devotion to myself? What does that look like? And for me, it's always been, especially the past like several years, is dance. Dancing with the mother. The mother is me. Dancing with the goddess. The goddess is me. And dancing in the nude. Um, I can understand why the witches was dancing in the nude in the forest. Like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe, and it's no one can tell you anything. Like, when I'm dancing, especially if I'm in the mirror and I see myself, I feel the most beautiful. Like, I see the movements of my body and my fat and my titties. And I think I have the most perfect breasts, like, ever. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I think my breasts are the most perfect breasts I've ever seen. Like, my body literally looks like the what's the fuck? The Venus, the sculpture, the little ancient sculpture. Waldorf Venus, something like that. My body literally looks like that, minus the little bitty arms. I got bigger arms. But my body is shaped like that. And I think that is so incredibly beautiful. Um, and just a few minutes ago, I was doing my dancing, and I'm dancing in the mirror. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is the highest form of worship. This movement, this observing my body, seeing my body, even if it's just looking down at all the movements, feeling the energy flow through me. This is the highest form of worship right here, right in this moment. This body is the greatest form of art that I've ever been given. I can't make anything better. In all its forms and all the ways that it could possibly look and be, This is the highest form of self in this body. We've been taught through religion that this body is nothing. This body is just animated dirt. This body is sinful, and this body is, sex is sinful. Just all kind of things that I'm having to reprogram myself about. But no, people think that God is this ethereal something else. But no, God is right here in me. And this is perfection. The ideas of perfection that we've been given, I feel like they were made unachievable for a reason. Because if you feel like you could never achieve this higher thing, then you can always be controlled. If you feel like trying to be like Jesus is so unattainable, then you'll always be at fault for something. You'll always have what's the word? You'll always have some sort of guilt hanging over you. And when you have a people that's steeped in guilt and shame and sin, you can control their minds with anything. You could tell them that they are the most hated thing on the earth, which is what people often say in a different way in church. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of your love. What do you mean? Why wouldn't you be worthy of love? And all of these subliminal things have been etched into our psyche from childhood on up, to feel that the female body is shameful, that it's something that should be covered up because we don't want to tempt men. The fuck? So we have to be covered up and ashamed of this body to prevent ourselves from being attacked and shamed by men who obviously have no self-control. Like the type of thing that religions bring, it allows sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissists to run our everyday life. It allows them to rise to higher positions because they have an easier time abusing them. Because when a person doesn't know who they are, when a person doesn't see their higher light, when a person doesn't understand that they are God and this is the highest form of perfection, you can tell them anything and they'll believe it. You could tell them how horrible their body looks and they'll believe it because they have no reference for inner love, inner realization, inner perfection. That this right here is God and it's the highest form of perfection and nothing should be changed. We walk around in this world full of sick-minded people, and I've been one of them, who have desperately wanted to be somebody else because this me has never felt enough. I see people walking around, all kind of people, straight people, gay people, bi, whoever, all these different people who change themselves and constantly have this unquenching desire to be something other than who they are, because who they've been have never been loved, never been celebrated. And this is going to go off the beaten path. I find it interesting that a lot of men, I saw a video of a man who's talking about he wishes that he wasn't gay because he really does love women. And I'm like, so because you have more feminine attributes, that automatically makes you gay. Because you like to wear makeup or dresses, that makes you gay. That means you should be with a man. That doesn't even make sense. That your expression of manhood couldn't possibly be a man, so you have to be something else in order to be accepted by other people. Women and people will accept you as a gay man rather than you being a man who has more feminine attributes. It's like that kind of shit. Like the lines have been set so firmly as this is female, this is male, this is that, that there's no fluctuation for being able to know yourself and accept yourself as you truly are. And I've been a victim of this myself, not in terms of gender or anything like that, but in terms of just being me. Because being me has always been ingrained in my head that it was never enough, whether it's subliminal or outright. That you have to be something, you have to be producing something in order to have value in this world. And it's just not true. There's plenty of things in this. Look, I feel like wasp have no value. Like they just punks. They just like to torture your life. Because I have it's wasp. Like they trying to build nests around my house right now, and I'm like, I'm not having it. But like, what do you even do? Do you eat spiders? Do you eat mosquitoes? Like, do you contribute anything? What is your purpose? Aside from just torturing me. But no. Even they have a purpose. Even if they didn't have any sort of random purpose, they still have a purpose and a right to be here, as much as I hate it. But we feel like if we aren't being whatever it is that we're told to be, then we have no purpose. If we don't fall into these defining lines of what it means to be a male or a female, or to be a free thinking person or not be a free thinking person, because there's a lot of us who don't think freely, then we aren't worthy of love. We aren't someone who deserves to exist because we don't fall into this category or not. And it's just not true. And I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people are going to go through some really hard lessons because of this. And they're going to have to learn this on their own. Our world is pushing us forward to learn and understand these things on our own. Another thing I saw, did I talk about this? I don't remember. The whole Marvin Sapp thing, making people give $20 so he can make 40,000 for the church or whatever. That type of thing, to guilt someone into doing whatever it is that you want to do, because these people haven't been taught to think freely. Like, why am I doing this? What is this going towards? Who is this money helping? To have this mess. One of the main reasons why I left, especially I was at a mega church. What reason is to have this massive building for it to only be used 3 times a week? It's not housing anyone. It's not helping anyone. It's just here to go and spend money and be inspired for a few hours out the week. Just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? And I refuse to be a part of it anymore. I feel like this body is the highest form of God that exists on earth for me. And I feel like if more people understood that and saw themselves as the highest form of God right now as they are, we wouldn't live in a world where we're killing people for having different opinions. So that's my word for today. Much love.